everyone, my name is Theo. I was privileged enough to grow up in a house where my parents told me a lot about God and who Jesus was. We were privileged to attend church on Sundays, and throughout my life I heard a lot about Jesus and tried to live a good moral lifestyle. And in our group of friends, it was almost like if I was invited to a party or something, everyone was allowed to go. The nice thing was you would get invited then, but it's often not for the right reasons. It continued like that. It was quite religious until the end of my matric year, where at the time I already made a commitment to the Lord and I had a relationship with Him, but we were a bunch of friends who went away on matric holiday to a town called Glentana, which is an hour and a half or an hour away from Plet, and we decided beforehand that I had an accountability buddy at the time, and I decided I don't want to get drunk and I don't want to make out with a lot of girls. So and he also mentioned a couple of things, but needless to say, at the end of our weeks there, lo and behold, it didn't work out like that, and I really messed up. Came back from a matric holiday, started studying at Kopsies, and I was really confused at the time. I didn't know, but said I was a Christian, had a relationship with the Lord, but now suddenly I did these things. It doesn't align, it doesn't match up. It's like I have two lifestyles, and I was so confused. So many people I looked up to at the time who said they were Christians, but what they said and what they did was two different things. So luckily I was part of an amazing church at the time in Bloemfontein, and was in community and fellowship, and it's just so amazing the importance of that it deeply impacted my life. If it wasn't for that, I do not know where I would be today. What happened, a guy called Johnny Veach, he asked me, would I like to have some coffee? And he asked me, but how am I doing? And I told him, I'm doing terrible. I'm spiritually in a very bad place. I'm so confused. I remember him just telling me, but universities, it's a place where ideas are formed, where it's challenged. People want to have new ideas all the time, and truth is challenged there. And he said everyone will be entitled to their own opinion. Some people might tell you, but it's okay for a Christian to treat girls in a certain way. Some Christians might think, but you can live with your girlfriend before you're married. Some might think you shouldn't. Everyone has an opinion about everything. And then he said something that struck me, and I'll remember this for the rest of my life. And he said, but if the Word of God, if that is not the determining factor or the highest authority in your life, it becomes just another opinion. And I realized, but that is exactly where I was at. I had so many opinions in my life, and I wanted to fit into people's counsel and get their approval, but the Word of God needs to be the highest authority in my life. Otherwise, God is not actually the Lord of my life, but my opinion is, and in the end I am. I radically repented from a couple of things in my life at the time, until I was at a space where I could see clearly what it means to serve the Lord. For me, that meant not being in a relationship that year, or not pursuing friendships with girls. It meant not drinking alcohol at the time, because it was something I struggled with, and I realized if I get drunk, I become very loving, which wasn't great. So during this time, it was an amazing time of discovery, to discover what God's will is for my life, what it is that actually pleases Him, what does it mean to be in a relationship with God, not just follow the opinions of people. During that time, I spent a lot of time in the Word. I spent a lot of time with people who I really saw fruit in their lives and wanted them to speak into my life. One or two people specifically who really, they didn't just teach me what it means to what is right or wrong, but they showed me the way to live. The way that they treated their sisters, the way they treated people, it really had a deep impact on my life. Many of my friends got saved that year. It was almost like a mini revival, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Through my story and what happens in my tiny steps of obedience, He actually uses that to be able to impact others. I had a friend at the time as well. We did that purpose-driven life book together, and we had to fast something. So we decided to fast soft drinks, and he said it was the worst 40 days of his life because he had to drink all his brandy without any Coke. But after that, and after my bad experience, I was able to honestly share with them where I was at, and through that he made a commitment to the Lord, and he's actually also in ministry now and following the Lord still after that time.